The Desert Tiger Podcast.
Hey.
Hey!
Hey. How are you?
I'm good. How's it going, Mel?
Good. It was my birthday yesterday.
I see you've got balloons there. I was just about to ask.
Yes, I still have them left over.
So, how many times have you turned 26 now?
Oh. That's a private question.
That's fair. Hey, it's all about how young you feel, right?
Exactly. How are you doing?
Oh, I am fantastic. Having a very lovely day myself.
Yeah, is the weather nice?
It's a beautiful sunny day, as you might be able to see through this curtain that does not block the sun at all.
Yeah, no, it's very sunny here in Toronto too today for some reason, which is amazing. Christmas miracle. Must be nearly summer.
Means you broke through that cold snap, hopefully.
I know. Fuck. Brutal, but not through, we're still in COVID lockdown, so that's kind of brutal.
Yeah, it's been over a year of it now, so.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Fun stuff.
Is it the same out there?
It hasn't been as harsh with the lockdowns. I know that right now, like with May Long and everything, they're sort of trying to close things up a little bit more just so they can try and like not have outbreaks, but I know that there's a bunch of people going to their cabins and stuff anyway, so.
Brutal.
Yeah.
So what are we talking about today?
Oh, well, I believe At Play Records has a 25-year anniversary.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's coming up. Actually, it's the entire year. This year means it is our anniversary, but it's such a strange time. So we're doing a show too. We're doing a Play Records event, and we're shooting it at a club in Toronto called the El Macambo, which is quite well known. The Stones played there years ago, and they recently went through a huge overhaul of the place, and now their main area is like a small TV studio, which is great. They've got cameras and lights and a booth for the guy to choose the cameras, and it's pretty neat. But we were supposed to actually shoot our show in April, and we got canceled because of the COVID thing. So now it's the end of the month. We're going to be shooting this thing, and we have performances from 8 different DJs, little 15-minute sets. A few people from Vancouver. I don't know if you know them, Cardano and who else? Casey Riot. Have you ever heard of Casey Riot?
I believe I have heard of Casey Riot. I know you mentioned Cardano the last time that we spoke.
Did I? Okay. Okay, well, they're Vancouver people, but and they're part of Play Records. We've put out a few of their tracks, both those guys, and but there are other performers too, like Hot Knife from Scotland and Jackal from Vegas and Spider Brown from England, and so we're going to have all these sets, and then I'm going to come up on the stage and be the hostess extraordinaire, Las Vegas showgirl styles, with some dancing girls. And I will introduce the entire evening and sing a song or two.
Ooh.
It'll be fun. It'll be like a fun show, and we're going to put it out on our Play Records channel right now. That's the plan. And we'll see what happens. I mean, we were going to try and do like a live thing, but because everything is so precarious right now, and it would be so difficult to get someone to DJ live like in Scotland and live in Vegas and then, hook it all up at the same time, that would be like ridiculous. Like you'd have to have millions of dollars for that. And so we're shooting everything, and then we're going to edit it together, and people can still, talk to us, and when we actually premiere the show, and we'll have like a chat thing going on the side. So it'll be semi-live.
So it'll still be interactive, and all of the fans and the lit party goers can converse amongst themselves, talk about what songs they're digging and how the DJs are doing and who they're excited for.
Exactly. Yeah, it'd be fun.
Awesome. So yeah, it's so putting that together has got to be quite a bit of work, and like you said, trying to constantly adapt. And I know that like there's the potential we might have live shows later on in the year, but to plan for that and then to have it fall through again is just, it's much better to go this route.
Yeah, I think so right now, which is a shame. But actually, I was speaking to someone the other day and they said, can't you hold your anniversary off till next year? And I was like, well, what if next year is lockdown too? And then what? Then like the 25th is the 26th, which we're saying is the 25th. It's like, no. I don't think that's going to work. Push
back 2 years and do the 25th, 26th anniversary.
Yeah. So no, it has to be this year. And so everything that's happening is for this year.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops.
Exactly. And who's to say that you can't do another one next year later for 26 or whatever it is too, right?
If this works, if this little event works, then maybe it's something that we'll continue to do, is little segments of introducing new DJs to the world, or from Play Records world to the rest of the world, and do things like that. I think that could be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. I think so
As
too.
An ongoing thing, sort of like the Melleefresh Roadshow, Play Record styles.
Brought to you by the dance floor queen of Toronto herself.
Exactly.
Fantastic. And it's crazy to see that this thing that you built because you wanted to be in control of your own career, like changing the game 25 years ago, because there was only so many people that were doing that or had the power to do that. So it's crazy to see what it's grown into.
It's true. That's a good way of putting it, Colton. Oh my God. Yeah, no, it's been a pretty wild ride. I mean, because it started off with what? CDs and 8-track tapes and going into studio with 2-inch tape, and in 24-track studios. And it's like now the game has changed so much to where we are now digital, like 100%. And people don't even buy tracks so much anymore as much as just stream, So it's a whole other game for sure.
Touch me here, touch me there. Touch me
It's probably been like, I mean, going through the beginning of iTunes and everything too, like even just tackling that through the last 25 years is the music industry has constantly changed and adapted, and it continues to do so fast with the rise of like Triller and TikTok and like streaming videos. Like,
Oh, and NFTs. What do you know about NFTs?
see, I'm into crypto, but I don't know much about NFTs themselves, but I know that you've been doing one recently.
Yeah, I just did one with my friend Sara Simms, DJ friend, and she and I did a track together, and she said to me, we should do an NFT. And I said, okay, I'm up for it. And she had a whole plan because she had been reading up about it. I mean, she totally surprised me because I had no idea that she was even thinking about that at all. And so she's done this on her own. We're actually doing a Clubhouse chat. Oh, tonight. We're doing one tonight, actually. Her and I together. And she's a little more knowledgeable about it than I am. Gotta admit, I'm a bit of a newbie at it, but I'm really trying to learn. And I have so many ideas to, like, if this one works, and also it depends what platform you're putting it on, and how, and what coin you're using. Like, she had a thing about the fact that she wanted to stay with a coin that was more green because she thinks Ethereum is not such a great coin to use, and yet everybody else is using Ethereum a lot. But she's using something called Tezos, and I'm not sure how it's being, like, I'm just I'm just not that sure about it. Like, I can't tell you too much because I'm not the one that knows so much. She knows more than I do, but I'm learning slowly but surely. And I'm just I finally got a TFSA, a couple of years ago, and have been having a lot of fun with that. But now it's all about the crypto, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I've been trying to even just get verified, through Binance or Coinbase or one of those.
I use both.
Do you? Yeah, I know you can, right? But I mean, it's a whole process too for them to verify you and all that stuff and figure out how to get your money into their hands, and you don't lose that money and it doesn't get lost along the way. And it's also tricky. I mean, my banker was telling me the other day, are you sure you want to get into this? And I was like, yep. Yes, I do.
No, it's tricky because when you first read it, it was like, when you're sending the funds, it's like, if you send this to the wrong wallet, it's gone forever. And it's like, oh, it's like, okay, so I'm going to double check every single letter to make sure that I get
Yeah, and plus you can't lose, you got to keep track of your passwords and everything because they don't keep them, like they can't give you a hint even as to what your password might be. So you're screwed.
Yeah, it's a different game. It's different than investing itself, but it's still at the same time, it's almost exactly the same, where it's like, put in money that you're okay with disappearing in the event that, it does, you don't want it to, obviously, like we just described, but it's like gambling almost in a way, where it's just like, I could walk out with 50% of what I went in with. I could walk out with more. It all depends on how the market goes, right?
I know. And it's really up and down. Have you heard of something called Shake Pay?
Shake Pay? I have not heard of this.
I'll send you a link to that one. It's if I send you a link to that, then you'll get a certain amount of money for joining, and I'll get money for sending you the link. But you shake your phone every day. And it adds a few coins to it. It's, I don't know, pretty crazy.
Interesting. That's crazy. It's like, I'm mining some coin called Pi on my phone, and it's just like, it has no value yet, but on the off chance that it does one day, like, okay, cool, let's go.
Well, it's like the Dogecoin, right? I mean, what was that? That was below a penny, like below a penny. And then all of a sudden it shot up because Elon Musk said something smart about it. And it just shot up right out of the town. And I know people that had it when it was below a penny have made a lot of money on it, which is like, that's crazy.
It's like I got in around like February and like people laughed at me and it's like, it's a meme. And then, suddenly it's like, oh, stores started accepting it. Oh, okay. It has value now. All right. Awesome. And then it shot up and I was like, oh, cool. Well, this is a nice little mistake.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's good. No, there's I don't know. I'm thinking, maybe it's time to get out of music and get into coins
Why not both?
in the market. Yeah, no, I mean, this is quite remarkable the way everybody is sort of jumping in on this whole NFT thing. And from what I can see, I mean, even with Beeple's Crap, his project that sold for what, $66 million? It's like, oh my God. And what did that person get? That person now owns 365 little mini drawings that he's done over the last year. And it's a JPEG. So what do you do with it? You put it on your iPad and
like go and show people it, like, oh, look at all of these that I have. Like, what? It's so interesting. Or it's like,
it's so interesting.
Like I have pro wrestling friends who did like trading card ones, and like you can buy the NFT and you can trade it in for a holographic actual physical trading card. But then that, like, my thought process is like, so when you trade it in, you lose the NFT. So like, which has more value, the holographic card or the NFT, because it can still be traded in? I have no idea.
And is the NFT, is that also a hologram?
Yes.
It is. So then why do you need the card? Because, I mean, you're going to put that hologram. What I've seen is it looks like it's an iPad between two pieces of glass or something, and you can hang it on your wall.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Interesting. We'll see where it goes. But it's interesting that you're taking that step into it. We'll see what happens with this NFT for Kreator with Sara Simms.
Kreator. It's a techno track, and it's pretty cool.
All right.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
She's put it out on her label because she didn't have a lot of music on her label. And we're splitting everything 50-50. But I said, maybe you should do it on your label and it will be good for your label. Because sometimes you have to share things a little bit with other people to give them a chance to shine.
Well, how do we grow, right? We grow by helping each other. You got to water the plants.
Exactly. And that's the whole thing about, too, everything that's going on right now is it really has shed a light on the fact that you have to be, like, you can reach out to people so much easier right now. People are like taking your calls and you can come up with collabs and stuff like that because we're all online, right? Everybody's online. Like there's no other way of doing anything, which is like, it's trippy because, you did online because you couldn't be in the same country as another person or be in the same studio with them. But now that is what it is. And it's like, oh my God. I mean, can you imagine if this is our life always from now on moving forward? Like how bizarre.
I hope not.
I hope not.
I want a dance floor.
Yeah, no, in Liverpool, I heard there was a huge event of like 2,000 people in some club in Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
And they were not masked and everybody was partying. And I think it was to prove that AstraZeneca is a good vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they came down with any COVID after that party, but I hope not.
Hopefully not. I haven't heard anything. So, I mean, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
Hopefully it means the vaccine's working.
Uh-huh. exactly. Did you get one yet?
I'm on the wait list.
Oh,
Yeah.
actually, I got one the other day, which was good.
Okay, nice. Feeling good afterwards?
The only problem I had was my arm was killing me.
Okay.
My arm felt really sore. I didn't feel ill. I didn't get a fever. I wasn't sick at all. Nothing like that. But just a sore arm. Like somebody had like fucking punched me right in the arm.
Good buddy just walked right by you and, hey, friend.
Yeah, exactly. One of my pro wrestling friends came by and just punched me in the arm.
Oh, I apologize for that.
Really? Wow.
Oh, wow. Awesome. And you've been keeping busy with just more music, even on top of Kreator as well. I mean,
Yeah.
doing remixes from the last album that you released that we spoke about last time that we connected. I know that you just
Invincible.
Yes, I know that you just did a cover of the DJ Alice classic "Better Off Alone" with DJ
Do you love
Genderfluid. I was listening to it right before we jumped into this, actually.
Oh my God. It is one of my all-time favorite tracks right now. Like all-time favorite tracks that I've done because my voice sounds amazing. Like my I know I shouldn't say that, but I am really proud of my work, and my voice sounds great in that. Like it just sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean it's my voice, but he's done things and his mix, his music is fantastic, and it's all original. Like it's his original mix. It's we didn't have parts, and it's a cover, but it's fantastic. I am so proud of that one. I think it's great. And Genderfluid he's someone to keep an eye on in the next little while. He's doing some amazing stuff. He has his own label too called Wet Tracks, and you should interview him.
I should.
Yeah, he just did a thing with this young girl. They've got a Chippy Nonstop. Have you heard of Chippy Nonstop?
I love that name.
Oh, okay. So yeah, he's done a whole album with her, and they've been releasing bits and pieces of that. I think the whole album, I think it came out last Friday when my track with Sara came out. So, and it's all, 150 BPM. He does very, very fast music.
Mm-hmm.
And that's an Alice DJ track. Our version is pretty fast. But yeah, that's a good one. And then before that, I released a track called Memories, which it came out last October on an ADE release that we did at Calm. And it did amazing, and it was charting like crazy on Beatport, that original track that came out. And I decided to get a bunch of remixes done. So I think I got 7 of them. I think it was 7.
Nice.
From assorted friends of mine, DJs and producers, and it's had an interesting run, but it's very like different. It's kind of dark and mellow and melodic and trancey in a way, and it's a whole other level of stuff from what I have been doing. So I mean, I don't know. It's so cool to experiment all the time with new stuff. And then coming out soon in July,
Mm-hmm.
do you know Princess Superstar?
You mentioned her last time we spoke before, actually, too, and that how you guys had worked together on a remix of Let's Do It Together, I believe.
That's right. Yeah, and it's the SuperFresh mix, and that's going to be coming out July 2nd.
Sister and your brother. shit. Do that shit. I'm a badass bitch, doing it, work it, script, got flip, big bills, fucking us with a big ass kick. Wonder what gonna be left for the kill. That's fucked up, kid. World peace is a master plan, even though I be putting my ass on the ground. Peace to the world, post pick, post gram. Get it, got it, make it good. Bullet to ballet, wood, lit up on another plane. Pray for love, love is change. Let's do it together. Let's do it, yeah, let's do it. Love your sister and your brother. Let's make things better. Gotta work it out. Everybody gotta work it, work it. You know we can do it if we try. Let's do it together. Let's do it, yeah, let's do it. Love your sister and your brother. Let's make things better. Gotta work it out. Everybody gotta work it, work it. You know we can do it if we try. They wanna OnlyFans. Hold up, I'ma make a OnlyGrams. Get it? Old grannies with a cam. Straight up, boy, you need a better plan, better plan. Flash in the pan with the stats in my hand. Tracks on demand, but frack in the land. Attacking again, put it back in the can, man. Take it with your balls, Peter Pan, never land. Slow down, damn, that's ham. To lay me sound like the best laid plans. All mice I man, where we going? This not our plan. So get it, got it, make it good. We don't need no Hollywood. We just on another tip. Change ourselves, let's do this shit.
And she's actually doing a performance with me for my Play Records party event.
Nice.
I won't tell you anything else about that just yet because I don't want to give it away.
Got to keep it on the low. Got to keep it special so that.
Gotta get a few things. Gotta keep a few surprises.
Yes, exactly. Couple rabbits up in your hat, right?
Yeah. Oh, and I have another video I've just done called Bunny Hop, which is off the Invincible album also. And I think with Bunny Hop, I think I might try and make an NFT out of that because the visuals are ridiculous. I work with this green screen artist here in Toronto. Actually, he's in Hamilton, Jason Brown. And he's done some stuff with the Oculus people. And his mind is ridiculous. And his options for art and backgrounds and the whole vibe is just mental. So I think I've got something there to do as an NFT.
Well, and who's to say, like, even like we talked about with 25 years of At Play Records, who's to say what else could there be inside of that catalog that you could go back and bring new life to in this new format?
Exactly.
Wow. Yeah. All right.
Yes.
Lots of exciting things. Lots of exciting things on the horizon. Yes, yes.
Oh, do you like my t-shirt? Melleefresh?
Nice. Reppin'.
Yeah, you can get that in our merch. You go to our website, we have a merch page, and it's an item that you can purchase. But there's actually a bunch of different things on there, which is really fun. A lot of the different artists on the label, we've got pieces of their art up. So And you can get anything. You can get a shower curtain or a bath mat or a t-shirt.
Vinyl, all sorts of different things, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Diversifying.
I just want to get back to England. I would love to go to England. I don't think we're going to be able to travel, though, till maybe September, if then. I don't know.
Yeah, across borders wise, you mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've heard around that time, so that might be the right timeline then.
Maybe. Or I just have to drive to Vancouver. And visit you, Colton.
It's a lovely drive. I have no issues with that, but I have never been to England myself, but I imagine it's quite the lovely experience itself. And I know that you guys have a studio there, so it's always good to go check that out.
Yeah, no, I mean, things have just been so sort of quiet over there lately, but lately, I mean, in the last little while, but just lately since they've opened up, our phones have been ringing off the hook, so that's good. But it's still very tricky as to how many people you really want to allow into the studio, at one time.
Absolutely. Everybody wants to prepare for the potential of getting back out to having live shows and everything else, and they want to have new material, but it's just that at that exact same time is it's that finding to try and balance that fine line that seems to constantly be moving and trying to go with it, right?
I know. It's crazy. Just crazy.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. But it's you've been adapting, like we said, as At Play has been adapting over these years and will continue to adapt, put out new, incredible, amazing artists, which very, very excited for.
Yeah, no, there's some really cool new kids coming up, which is great. And our door is always open to people bringing it or sending us or mailing or inquiring. I mean, we're always looking for new talent, and because you never know where it's going to take you, right? You never know who you're going to meet.
You never know where it's going to come from.
You never know where it's going to come from. And there's so much amazing talent. Plus, nobody knows about the house music labels, In Canada, they don't. And there are a few, quite a few, but it's funny. It's like I've been around for 25 years and I've been doing a few interviews lately and people are like, well, I've heard about you and I knew you had a pink car and I know you were a Care Bear, but it's like, tell me about your music. And it's like, you go, okay. Because there aren't really fabulous dance music radio stations here like they have in London. Like we don't have a BBC Radio 1 and we just don't have like the channels and stuff that they have in Europe. For some reason, Canada is pretty low on that scale. Pop and indie. If you're indie dance, you have more of a chance, I think, of doing something in Canada. If you're a folk singer, then you have a really good chance of hitting the big times. But as a lowly dance music artist, that's sarcasm. No, it's just, I don't know. The outlet doesn't seem to be there so much. It's weird.
You have community radio stations who can maybe play like an hour worth of here's a block for only an hour and then that's it. So maybe it's time to diversify in another way and add Melleefresh radio across the nation.
Melleefresh radio. I do Melleefresh radio on SoundCloud, but I've only started doing that since the pandemic because it was something that I thought maybe I should do to try and help boost, the tracks along and get people's attention. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to get people's attention on stuff. because it's like I'm not the only one doing this, right? There must be a million people like me in a similar situation that have amazing music and they're trying to get it out too. And it's just tricky.
Especially in the social media age.
Yeah. And if you aren't easily put off, if you're like one of these people, like nothing's going to stop you, like I am, then you just keep going, right?
Hmm.
So that's why I have been 25 for so long. That's my secret.
That's the
In case
secret.
you were wondering.
You just have to never quit.
Exactly. Never, never quit. Just keep on going regardless of everything. It's
Yes.
true. But I mean, but I love it too. So that's okay. If I didn't love what I was doing, then it would be difficult, you know?
It would be much more difficult, and it definitely would not have lasted 25 years.
No, not at all. No. And I must be doing something right because I'm still here, right?
That also true, as it's a testament to what you've been able to achieve and continue to, like we say, adapt and be able to find a way to consistently end up on the charts in like 3-4 different decades now. Like,
Yeah. God. So if you say it like that, that seems long.
not a lot of artists have done that though. So that's impressive.
Aw, thanks, Colton. Thank you. I think it's impressive too, actually.
Yeah, it's a testament.
Yeah. I just it'll be interesting to see what happens after the end of this year and where everything goes.
Hopefully a dance floor near you.
Hopefully, that's the plan. That is absolutely the plan. I want to get out there and shake my booty. Go, go, go.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Gotta get it moving. Gotta get it grooving. Gotta make sure it still works, right?
That's right. True. That hair in my mouth. Yeah, no, definitely true.
Awesome. Awesome. So I know that you've mentioned a couple of various artists that you have had the opportunity to work with, like Cardano, DJ Genderfluid, and otherwise. Who are some of the other electronic musicians who are on the rise, who Melleefresh has an eye out on right now?
I actually have a project coming up in the next little while. Do you know Roland Clark?
Yes.
Yeah, I have something on the back burner going on with him that's top secret that I can't talk about too much. But but if this one happens, this will be pretty remarkable, I would think. And actually, Cardano is involved in that too, which is interesting. And we all met on Clubhouse. It's like going to a massive conference where you can get in on a conversation, like you can go into a room and all the most amazing people are there. Like you've got all the guys from Silicon Valley and stockbrokers and Bitcoin brokers and all these crazy people. And then you have, like, you'll see Deadmau5 in there or DJ Sneak or, or Roland Clark. And it's like, and there are different conversations going on about different things. Like, I'll tell you.
Interesting. I'll have to get up in there.
Somebody told me about it and told me you've got to get on there. It's just so crazy. But I think if you need to be the kind of person that can just, it's like you tune into it and it's an open conversation and you're immediately in the room and you participate by putting your hand up and you have to get called up to the stage by one of the moderators in the front. But it's, if you have something to say, or you can just listen, or sometimes they call you, they see you come in and they call you up to the stage. So You have to know if you're ready to be involved in a particular conversation before you enter a room. There was a room going on a while ago with Paris Hilton, and there must have been like 1,000 people in there. It was crazy. It was crazy. It's just like you get the most random people on there talking about stuff. It's fun. It's fun though.
Quite the resource by the sounds of things.
And it allows you to connect with people, you know. It's not a dating app, but it's very interesting. You see everybody's profile, and you can check in, you can like them and add them to your list of people. And I don't know, it's just it's pretty cool.
Interesting.
All these new things that are being developed every single second of the day. It's like crazy, just crazy.
Maybe the next app play artist will be discovered on Clubhouse.
It's very possible. I mean, I know that people do sometimes play their music. Like there are some rooms where people are invited to play new music and stuff like that. I mean, you could probably, if you heard something, you could probably, you know, just approach them and say, I like your styles. Do you have some more? Let's talk. You know where is a good place to find new music is Bandcamp.
Yes.
Bandcamp has turned into an amazing resource lately. You know, it's because I think so many artists were sick and tired of being in a situation with an aggregator who would put their music out and take their percentage. And, you know, it got to a point where, I mean, the percentages get lower and lower and the money becomes less and less. And I think with Bandcamp, as an artist, you have a lot more control over your music and how much you want to sell it for and what else you want to sell with that music, whether it's t-shirts or give things away or, you know, or do vinyl or actual hard CDs and then mail them out kind of thing. But you can set your own prices and it's kind of cool. And plus you can find a lot of new artists on there that aren't necessarily represented by Sony or BMG or Universal or hooked into a deal with Virgin, you know, and it just feels like their music might be the right fit and you can connect with them really easily.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very cool, Bandcamp. I don't know why that didn't exist sooner.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's existed for almost 10 years now. It's just like the fact that it took so long to catch on too. And
Yeah. Well, I think it's just been in the last little while. I think when Beatport and iTunes came out, they were the only two games, right? And Beatport was the only game for dance music. And iTunes was more about, you know, MOR kind of music and pop music and indie music. And it wasn't dance music. So Beatport had its own niche. And then Track Source appeared and a whole bunch of other dance labels, not labels, dance, not aggregators. What are they called? Dance channels or something. But it was, you had to do all your own accounting and everything. Like you had to take care of all your own accounts if you had direct deals with like Beatport or iTunes. So that's why it got to a point where you needed an aggregator because all of a sudden there were a gazillion, you know, other companies out there that wanted to stream and have your music for download and stuff like that. And as one person trying to take care of the entire world, it's like, that's crazy. That's a lot to ask, you know, and especially if you're getting to the point where you've got like over 1,000 bits of music and different artists on your label, you need help, right? And so to have an aggregator is really good. So people dealt with aggregators like we use Labelworks, and there is who else was there? There's a bunch of them.
it's like DistroKid and like TuneCore or whatever. And
Yes, exactly. And I think after a while of people, producers, DJs, artists using an aggregator, some of them I think have gotten to a point where they're like, you know, I want to look after my music. Like I want to have a little more control. And to go to a place like Bandcamp, you have total control. Like it's all in your hands. So it's kind of like going backwards in a way because you kind of took things and you put them in the hands of other people to help you. But then you've gone, well, wait a minute, maybe I would like to take care of this myself more, and kind of gone backwards a bit and gone to a place like Bandcamp, which allows you to control things.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And of course they have they do the Friday thing where they drop their profits. So you know that they're a platform that supports the musicians that are using the platform.
Very much so, you know, which is really nice. I think it's really nice for the artists to know that there are companies out there supporting them. Because who was it that was telling me the other day that Spotify is like they take, I mean, how much money do you get per listen? It's like less than a penny.
It depends on what country you are. It's like in what country you get your stream in. So like in Canada, I think you get like 1/3 of a cent. If the stream's in the USA,
What
I
the
think you
fuck
get
is 1/3 of a cent?
I think you get like just under 1/4 of a cent, and it's just like it just doesn't add up. Where it's like you have to, for what you could buy, like for what profit that artist would get if you bought their album on Bandcamp, you would have to stream that album
Exactly.
hundreds of times.
Yeah. I know. So that is a big difference, I think, for sure. But somebody was telling me that on Spotify, like if you're a huge artist, if you're like Merle Haggard or something, or Miley Cyrus, I mean, you can make your own deal, right? With Spotify. You can say,
Really?
I want more money. And they supposedly do those kind of deals for those kind of people.
Well,
But if you're
dang.
not in that bracket, then you're just like everyone else, you know, kind of taking your, what, less than a penny, 1/3 of a penny percentage is, my God, I mean, crazy. It's crazy.
You hoping to get 4 million streams just to get a minimum wage.
Yeah, no, and why do they get away with that? Like, why? Is there a reason? Like, how come the prices get set like that? Why do they have to be so greedy?
And why does every streaming service have a different price? Like, that's why, like, if I do stream, I try to use Tidal, because Tidal pays like a cent a stream. So it's like, it pays more than every other one, but it's still just a cent.
Yeah, and with Tidal, you have to join, no? You have to be a member.
Yep.
So that's a whole other level.
Hmm. Can I invest that $9.99 somewhere else and help an artist more, or what can I do with it? Right? Like,
Yeah. No, it's definitely tricky. It's very tricky the way things work. And the people that got in right at the beginning, they're the ones that are doing okay. But it's kind of like Bitcoin in a way, because I mean, you can own a percentage of a Bitcoin, right? Like you don't have to have a whole Bitcoin.
no, you can have a cent of a Bitcoin.
That's the same kind of thing, you know? It's kind of crazy like that. I don't know.
It's interesting how everything just continues to shift and change, and we'll see where it all goes from here, right?
I know, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And we'll see where the next 25 years brings App Player Records, too. Can't wait for anniversary number 50. Ooh.
Yeah. Hey, Colton, how are you doing? It's Melleefresh here. I'm still here.
Still going hard.
Still going hard. I'm playing that dance music. I'm shaking my ass. Can you imagine?
I'll be the dance floor queen until they drag me away.
Fun stuff. And I think you have to keep your sense of humor
Yes.
throughout everything, right? You have to. You cannot get depressed or bummed out about anything. That's rule number one. You must always be happy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, exactly. There will be down moments, but those down moments help us appreciate when we come back up, when we make our rise like a almighty phoenix, and baby, those good times, they're coming.
That's right.
Yeah. And I cannot wait. And I've had such a blast chatting here today, Mel. Thank you for joining me once again.
So nice to meet you in such a short time. So many times.
So many times.
Yeah. Good one.
All right, Mel, and that's where everything is going to cut.
Okay, and I'll see you later.
Yes.
Cheers.